Start right there.
And we're live again, times two.
Yes.
This is Arthur and Teresa Beam, and this is Reason Together.
Our internet
Yeah.
is crazy. We got so we're doing something wrong because this is Starlink, and every other internet service around here is constantly complained about. So
Right.
it may be just the area. I
Don't
don't
know.
know.
I'm going to look into that today. And
okay, so we were talking about how all this stuff with Erica Kirk and Candace Owens and USA Today. I mean, not USA.
TPUSA.
TP. What Turning Point USA,
Yep.
which we were not followers of there. We don't. The only reason we care about this is because it's blasts in our newsfeed all the time,
Right.
and I keep going up and down. I don't know if they're crazy people or not. I don't know if Candace is doesn't know what she's talking about.
Right.
But it all feels okay. Okay, I know what we're talking about. We're talking about there is now on Twitter there was a little ABC little segment, what do you call it, video that was put out, and that they said A is for something and architecture.
Oh, it was like a little poem
it wasn't a poem, but they were talking A is for this, B is for that. So it was like a children's thing. And then it was they would highlight in red certain letters that if you spelled it out was a threat to Candace Owens. At least it came across as a threat. And to me, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is so staged. This is like a Hollywood movie, and somebody is back there puppeting it all. And I'm not saying that Candace is puppeted, but I'm saying the information that is out there is causing this to people to react to it. And even we're now part of it because we're discussing it.
Well, everybody's discussing it, and it is a threat. Whether it's a poem or something, it seemed very scripted by somebody.
Well, but the whole point is all of it. I mean, and I think it was a real assassination. I'm not one of those that agrees, but there are some people out there that believe that Charlie Kirk faked the assassination, and that you're able to do that now with Hollywood tricks. Of course, who knows? But I am not. That's not what I think is the number one possibility. But I do think whoever is doing this killed him.
Right.
And now they're trying
so
to
they're throwing
it.
They're throwing different psychological operation bombs all over the place through all kinds of different people and all kinds of different things to lead everybody off of what really happened to him.
Or it may not even be about him. It may be
something else.
Something completely. You're the one that
kind of the right and left hand theory thing where, hey, look over here, look at this horrible tragedy with Charlie Kirk.
Right. Isn't that a terrorist a possibility that they...
Well, some people are even saying that Charlie Kirk, just like Epstein, they say Epstein didn't really die. He's just gone underground, had a facial, like plastic surgery or something because of problems, I guess. I don't know. But some people are saying that about Charlie Kirk now.
Yeah. This is no hand signal. My fingers are so dry. This because of all this ice. My hands are so dry that they're just itchy. Oh, trying not to. And I put a bunch of stuff on them, and they're still super itchy. Okay. So, if you look at what the pundits are saying about all of this. Okay. And I enjoy a lot of what's saying as far as enjoy the people. I like Baron Coleman. I like Erica Kirk. I like Candace Owens. But I have to tell you, they're all assuming bad motives on Erica. Now, she's got a background that is fishy. A very concerning background. She was portrayed as the wife of Charlie Kirk, who was just squeaky clean, who was Miss Arizona.
Yeah, good little evangelical girl.
Yeah, and she was not. Her background, and I think that's extremely provable, but she might have had, in my opinion, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, she's had a profound Christian change in her heart. And sometimes that takes some time to work in to the way you dress and the way you speak and all that kind of stuff. So she's on a sanctification. She may be on a sanctification like all of us are.
We pray we
yeah,
pray
and we hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is these people, they can be pretty bitter against her. I mean, they're trying to uncover that she killed her husband. And they're using assumptions of the way she's behaving in public, I believe, very wrongly about her. And this is why. Because Erica was a performer. That's what people who go into things online, people who go into to beauty pageants, people who they're not just spotlight seekers. Some people just believe God puts different talents in some of us. And Liberace was a performer. Nothing wrong with Liberace. I mean, as far as his pianist, it's not just a horrible thing that she wanted the spotlight. She may be a leader. She may just and it may not be spotlight. That's not even a good word, but she may be just a leader. And if I were to have my husband assassinated, God forbid, and he was a public, and he was a public, let's just say if I was Erica, let's just put myself in Erica's shoes, I would have done exactly what she did, because that's my personality, is in the public eye, be brave. You would have thought, okay, I'm going to be like JFK's wife. I'm going to just come out strong for our nation. I'm going to come out strong for TPUSA so that I can encourage and uplift people. I'm not going to be selfish enough. This is me. I'm not going to be selfish enough to cry and make a big scene of mourning in public. I would say, you know what? It is important that I'm brave and in control in the public so I can keep the turning point together. So I don't think that I'm not saying that I'm right. What I'm saying is we can't assume people's reactions. We cannot assume that she is doing this and it's weird, and it's because I would be the same way. And I'm telling you,
well, it is weird. There's a lot of things she's doing that are weird.
Well, but I'm talking about
that doesn't incriminate you because you're weird.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm weird.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is
yeah, you're weird. That's not what I meant. What I'm saying is every family has some oddity, some weirdity.
And
we don't know.
Taught, our family was taught to be strong,
right,
and be leaders. And I think that is a possibility. Allow for that possibility for her, and don't assume that your idea of her being creepy is 100% because she's creepy. Now, we have a distant family member that every time somebody died, he would go and take videos of the dead bodies.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Pretty
I don't
weird.
say names, but and they would collect them, and then when they're all together as a family, that would be part of the things they'd watch. And grandma's funeral.
And didn't they take pictures when they didn't have video?
Yeah,
even
way
before,
back. Oh yeah,
they would pictures. Take stills, and then now.
And so we thought that was
very exciting,
very odd.
They're just laying around.
So the fact that she wanted a picture of herself putting her hand on Charlie, they see, the thing about it is, when one of my dearest friends used to be a mortician's daughter. Yeah, well, right. Anyway, but they do put a lot of makeup on your body after you've died, right, when you're going to have a viewing. And so there's no doubt that there was makeup on his hand. And so when people are saying, well, it looks like it was a fake hand, right, it might have been a fake hand, but that's not the only possibility.
Right. And I think the weirdity comes in. Nobody would have cared if you would have heard it from somebody. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, she did this at the funeral. Nobody would have thought twice. It's the fact that she released it for public consumption. I think
that was odd.
That's what makes it a little different.
But it's still not condemning.
No.
It's not condemning.
In and of itself, it's definitely not condemning.
The problem is it looks bad when you put the whole picture together.
Yes, that's right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is because each one of these things that she does could have many different reasons that she does it.
That's right.
It could be normal or slightly odd.
That's right.
But when you put it all together, it does seem something's up. It does go,
right.
It's worth looking into.
Right.
All right.
That's right.
I am finished with that.
So we have been telling you that we're going to do a review of Charlie Kirk's new book, Stop in the Name of God. Under the Sun wanted to get it.
God.
The process.
Right.
We
just went out. Okay. I will take the black and you can.
Oh, hey, yay! We're back.
Oh,
okay.
Good. All right. So, all right. I want to say positive things about the book, and some critiques that we think are terrible and horrible and heresy. I mean, okay, just I'm not sure about that, but anyway. So there is, for our Adventist friends out there, there is an entire chapter that's extolling the wonderful things of Seventh-day Adventists. So Adventists are going to love that part of the book because he really, and he says he knows them. He's gotten to be with them. He thinks they're wonderful people, and he really, really nothing critical about Seventh-day Adventists. So that is, y'all guys are going to love that part. And
it feels to me, though, here's the thing, as we were reading it, that it's almost like two people wrote it. Because on one hand, he talks about, what would you call it? A very well written in parts of it, and then it switches back to like more of a common vernacular.
Yeah.
Which it almost doesn't go together.
Right. And okay, this is what it feels like to me. That he had a lot of Jewish rabbis extolling the beauty of the Sabbath. And he would say, may I borrow that phrase? May I? And because really and truly, the part about the Sabbath, the Old Testament Sabbath, was extraordinarily beautiful. I just kept saying, oh, I wish I could write this well. It was praising very much like Seventh-day Adventists do.
It's almost like those sections, the beautiful sections, felt like they were written by a rabbi, and maybe he just arranged. We don't know that. It's just, I'm telling you how it feels when you read it.
Yes.
It feels like there's definite, that same person did not write that just wrote this.
It sounds very inspired and loving and passionate about the old covenant Sabbath, the Sabbath of the Jews. And then when it comes to the New Testament and the Sabbath in the New Testament and the early church fathers and how the church has always dealt, then it becomes very matter of fact, and so it's
that's a good way to put it. Matter of fact. Yes.
So it does seem to have in the way it's written, it seems to have a bias against a Christian Sabbath, but although that's what he believes.
Right.
So anyway, I just thought it was interesting because if he really was passionate about the Christian Sabbath, he would have done just as much beautiful, using this beautiful language to describe it, which he just really doesn't. It becomes Charlie when they talk. It's like, do this, you got to do it. I'm telling you, like what Charlie sounds like when he's was doing that
right in front of all the
kids.
Kids.
So anyway,
and I want to get this in there is Teresa's book on Amazon. It's Okay Not to Be a Seventh-day Adventist is a great history of this. It actually would go very well with this to read it and then read Charlie's book. It would correct his book. In revert. However, but you can get it on Amazon. It's great. It's, I think, the very best out there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So this is another thing I'll say in positive about the. We'll get to the negative stuff on another time. I mean, unless you just want to say something. Charlie, I like the way he says there are two sides to take this. He said, here's the evidence for the Sabbath being fulfilled in the New Testament and not having a Sabbath.
A day, yeah.
A Sabbath day in the New Covenant. And that many, many people like myself believe that it was fulfilled in Christ. But on the same time, I think it's perfectly okay to celebrate on Saturday or on Sunday, a Sabbath. If you would like, the Bible says, don't judge anyone on their Sabbaths. It says there's no whole more holy days, but it does say, let people be convinced in their own mind about it. So then Charlie says, all the evidence and the biblical evidence that there is a Christian Sabbath, and it's fulfilling the old Christmas, the old in Sunday.
Right.
And I've done so much research, decades with the top guys. I know Charlie says, "Oh, I've spent years." He started writing the book in 2021, or he says he started getting interested in 2021.
Right.
Well, it's now 2026. That's 5 years.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've spent 30 plus years. We've gone all over the world. We have talked to the people at the Vatican, some of the top people at the Vatican. We have talked to some of the top. I mean, this was our thing when we left Adventists, and then when I wrote "It's Okay Not to Be a Seventh-day Adventist." So I mean, he's got a lot of information, but having children, 2 little children, being pregnant, having a wife that's pregnant, running to companies and all this kind of stuff inside that 5 years that he was supposed to be doing all this research. The truth is, he doesn't know the whole picture. He thinks he does.
Or able to relax with his family for a day.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful, again, calling them and explaining what's going on and making sure we don't.
But I think it says priority.
Oh, we're on.
Yes, we're back. Yay.
Trying to figure out the problems. Okay. So the one thing that Charlie does not, he has what he wanted, the research that worked, and then he stopped. But that's research. One of the problems that I ran into is that much of the early church, when you really want to know what Christians felt about the Sabbath, is written in Latin. And much of it is not translated into English. A lot of it's translated into German. And I was trying so many times to get people to look into the Latin to see if they had stuff. So it is a massive, massive subject, and there is no way that you
cover it very well in a small
and then
amount of time of what he studied it a couple years.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have much in the book actually about the history of Sabbath. He's got like 1 or 2 chapters, and that's it.
And it's talking about it. A lot of it is emotional.
Yeah, just about how it's working for him, and we're for it.
It's great.
You take a Sabbath if you need one. You can have it on any day you want. We're not gonna don't judge people on their Sabbath. That's what we should do. Okay. Oh, this next spot, I am going to be in charge of. We let each other kind of be in charge of your segments.
Right. This one is. This is about Catholics.
Well, you can.
It's a big. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's about Catholics. Okay, so one of the things that we have noticed since we've become. What is that?
Ingestion is using the primary URL. C1 stream to the primary. Ingestion.
What is that?
Let's see. I don't know if you can't click.
Oh, people help. If you can hear
there.
Us.
Okay.
Oh my.
Go ahead.
So it sounds to me like somebody's trying to take our our stream away from us. Is that possible?
It'd have to have a code.
Okay. So one of the things we noticed since we've become Catholic, and this is from the beginning, there's two liberal and conservatives that are like happening in most major, main Protestant denominations are doing this. They're splitting into the liberal
conservatives or the liberals.
But in Catholicism, you have to stay together. So there's just infighting. But one of the things that really bothers me greatly, and it's very confusing, and I desperately wish I could tell all these, these podcasters and these people who make videos, and we love Dr. Marshall. We love all of them. They're great, Stein and stuff, but they've got to understand how this comes across. You cannot pit Vatican II Catechism against the Trent Catechism and say now Catholicism through the Vatican II Catechism, because that's the one you study when you come into Catholicism. That's the one they tell you to say. That's the one they hand to you. They hand you a rosary and a catechism, and they say, "Here's our faith." And you get up and in front of God and all the witnesses, and you say, "This is what I believe, what the church teaches," and you're told this is what the church teaches. Then once you get in, all of a sudden, now you have people going, "Oh, but the Trent Catechism, which was during the Reformation for 500 years, the Trent Catechism is the one you should go to." Well, wait, we came in through, and there is some great differences. I'm going to tell you, I don't think they fight against each other, but there is some real differences in how they treat Protestants, or how they treat the Protestantism's issue.
Right.
And so you see what you're doing. They don't realize this, but you're making a Protestant come into the Catholic Church and say, "I'm going to trust God's church. I'm going to trust the bishops. I'm going to trust," and then you're slammed with all these Catholics saying, "You got to go back to being a Protestant and decide what you want to believe."
Right.
You got to be the Trent. That's not right, and that's not fair to do to us.
Well, not become Protestant, but
go back to
Protestant thought process.
That's right. You're making us Protestants again, in the fact that you're saying that the new Vatican II Catechism and all are heresy, are wrong.
Here's the way you can look at it. Okay, is that after the Council of Trent, they had a catechism up until 1962 or something like that. In the early 60s. And how many millions of Catholics came in with that? Okay. Now you have the new catechism. How many millions of Catholics came into the Catholic Church with that one? And what you get a lot of times in the bigger, Taylor Marshall, love Taylor Marshall, but he says some things that are kind of feel like a throwdown. You have to believe this with this catechism pre-Vatican II.
The 1962 Canon of Law, or whatever it is.
Right. And I'm not saying that it may be better, okay? But how many of the millions of Catholics that have come in from the new catechism to now know this?
Yeah.
They simply don't. And we are supposed to trust the church.
That's right.
We are supposed to trust the church. Now, can we have some unusual popes? Yes, we can have unusual popes. But we have bishops and priests and cardinals throughout the whole entire world, thousands of them. And they're teaching the faith. And we're supposed to be able to trust them. And in general, we can. Now, there have been some major problems in the Catholic Church, and but the church is still the church.
Yeah.
And we are still trusting in the church.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what makes it difficult.
Well, and some of the things is, you know, and I see this a lot. I do see this a lot online. I fell madly in love with the Catholic Church through the catechism, the new catechism. I don't like the Baltimore Catechism. There are people that love the Baltimore Catechism. They were raised with it, and that's fine. I'm not saying, oh, the Baltimore Catechism, blah, blah, blah. That's wonderful. If you love the Trent Catechism, love it. You can love it. But you know what? I absolutely love. And here is what was very irritating to me. When I say this online, people immediately go, oh, well, all the homosexuals were the ones that wrote this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you know what? God has that in his control. It's beautiful. It's beyond belief. It's so beautiful. It is, to me, near, not above the Bible, but it's near the Bible and drawing you to a Christ that is, it doesn't present a new Christ, but it presents him in a way that only those that know him intimately could do. They present the new catechism is beyond belief. And we've got a series on here where we read parts of the catechism. And it's only to let you know, you've got to read the catechism. And you know what? The Vatican II, when you read that was by the documents brought
up. The documents, yeah.
Some of them are just fabulously gorgeous. They could be wrong, and that's okay. But here, this is what I kind of want to end this one segment with. Mm-hmm. There are Catholics that join the church because they say Catholicism is true, which is absolutely right. Catholicism is true. But what they say is, if any part of the church's beliefs and the magisterium is wrong, that completely destroys the church. That if they get one thing wrong, and I have a dear friend who has said this, and he's a Catholic apologist. And he said, show me one thing that the Catholics say is wrong and that ruins the Catholic Church, that destroys it. And then a lot of people say, look, so it's based on, they believe the Catholic Church is based on truth and goodness. And then they'll say, oh, but look at the bad people. Look at the bad popes. Look at the bad, look at the people. They're always, Catholics are known for being drunkards and cigarette smokers and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they let a lot of bad people in Catholicism. Okay. I get that. I was a Protestant. I understand. But the reason we are Catholic has nothing to do. If the Catholic Church gets something wrong, we trust God to bring it back. It's a ship that sometimes takes a couple of generations to turn back. They may make a mistake, but they're going to come back. And it may not be in your lifetime. And you may say, oh, we shouldn't have usury in the church, and we shouldn't have the Vatican Bank and all this kind of stuff. And that's possible. It's all very, very possible. But the thing about it is, those aren't the reasons you're a Catholic. The real reason that you're Catholic, and the reason it should be based on, is this is the church that Christ started. It is his family. It is his bride. And will the bride get something right? I mean, wrong? Sure, maybe. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if she does everything perfectly. It matters that this is Christ's bride. Stick with it. Even if you disagree with some of its truths, even if you disagree with some of the bishops and the popes, it doesn't matter. You're not in Catholicism because of its truths. You're in Catholicism because God started this church and says, I will be with you forever. Okay, that's
that's right. It's not, the Catholic Church isn't about the goodness and the perfection of the people.
Right.
Everybody's on that road to perfection here or later, but everybody's on that road.
Yeah.
So it's about the church. Christ established the church. He promised he would never leave it. And we believe that.
He is so sweet to put up with all my words. I know women have so many more words.
So, I mean, think about this, everybody. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It doesn't mean we don't keep on fighting and struggling and striving to help those around us and to be a better person and all of that. But it's very easy. All these hard times, you've got Turning Point USA problems. You've got all the wars and you in through the Lord's going to be there for us. Hard times will come, and it's not